What's up, people? Yeah. What's up, Shalonda? How are you? How's it working out with the homework? Oh, thank you. Hi. I love that screen name. Hey-oh. I love that. And I didn't bring my phone up here. So, let me see if cool. I type with one finger. Good. She's been tuned in. Bruno, not so much. Well, Bruno's a different dog, so you gotta. What's up, Matt? You gotta work a different dog differently. The thing is, Shalonda, is that everybody wants to use the same technique. I'm not saying you, but people, what they do is they learn something and then they say, "Oh, okay, this is for every dog." Every dog. There's dogs that if you have a husky, and huskies are genetically engineered to go that way, with weight behind them in adverse conditions. So you kind of want a little bit of a dickhead dog. Excuse me. So when you start doing that with like a Malinois and that level of correction and that timing and everything, that there's dogs that will turn around and go, "You really want to delete that file?" And you're going to have a problem. So it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, I get it. What's up, Mario? Sure. Mario, you going to Texas? Let me know if you want to go. Yep. Yuppity yup. Okay, so we got seminar dates for Texas. You can talk to Danny De La Pena at Signature Canine. You can talk to either Kathy Hunter Bartram or Candace Kennedy. What's up, Levi? For the Minnesota, I think there's still some spots left. I am checking. I'm efforting that now. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Teresa. Levi. And then I don't even know what's going on. What's up, S? What's up, ECY Dubs? I don't even know what's going on here yet for attendance. But I was over working yesterday at the new shop, cleaning it up, getting it going. So things are going in the right direction. Yeah, let's see. What's up, Tony? How are you? All right, we got some people in here. Very good. Pipe the fuck down. God damn. I love that. I'm going to be working with Janelle and April Gilbert Collins this weekend. Looking forward to that. I think I got Shalonda over there too. That'll be fun. What's up, Pam? Yeah, I was just thinking about some lady I had a debate with. I'm fine there, Tony. I'm good. I'm just living the dream. I had to find the right flight to not take time off work, right? Yeah, I gotcha. You have permission to use it as much as you like. I often do. Yeah. What's up, Kevin? Um, I was talking to a lady when I had bug out. Yesterday, I took my wife's car out for an oil change. I cleaned the inside. Well, I had the boys do it. And then cleaned the outside. And so we spent a lot of time outside with bug. And so I was, it's really weird. It's like you drive up to the vacuums. If you're in the States, I don't know what it does anywhere else, but if you drive up, you park your car next to the vacuums and you throw your shit in the trash and then you vacuum and whatever you're going to do. So it was hot. So I didn't want to sit there with the car running, but I didn't want to sit there with the AC blasting. So I just took Bug over to these huge solar panels. They're just blocking the sun. There's so much shade. And there's just these huge lag bolts. And there's a big nut that goes down here, but there's still some bolts sticking up. So I just hooked this leash up there, got on my phone and started looking at some stuff. And this lady rolls up. I don't know, it's probably 50, 60 feet away to my right. And she says, what are you doing to that dog? And I didn't even look up. And I go, mind your fucking business. And she's like, I'm going to call the cops. And I'm like, mind your fucking business. I mean, the dog's not doing anything. The dog's just there. So he's happy. He's nuts. So he's happy. And my two sons are like, this lady doesn't know what she's going to get. So she goes down the road a little bit. It's like a Home Depot over there. And she turns around. She comes back and she's like, that dog needs water. Yeah. Mind your business. That's how you have to deal with people. If you engage them, then they want to fight. They're looking for trouble, right? So I said, yeah. So I, on my phone, I got Animal Control's number. And I called up and I said, how you doing? The town I was in. I said, there's a lady harassing me with my dog out. Can you come immediately? So they show up. And they're like, is that the lady? Kind of turned the tables on her a little bit. And she looked like a nut. Now, one of the things that got me thinking about, and she left, that was fantastic. But one of the things that got me thinking about is that, there's people, when you correct your dog in public, you correct your dog, not whoop your dog's ass, not beat your dog into a puddle of goo, but you correct the dog to help it. So let's say, this is all imaginary. Yeah. So I let's just say Bug's going towards the road, and I change direction, and someone says, "You can do that with food, and you don't have to do that." And they engage you in an argument. I just never get the chance to have someone who's like really purely positive, to just debate, or someone who's an e-collar trainer to just debate. You can't do it. There's no way. So what's really funny to me is that these people would rather hope that food works and risk their dog's life than taking a correction that's judicial, well-timed, appropriate, footwork's right, leash works right, philosophy's right, application's right, and save their dog from getting hit by a car or getting sprayed by a skunk or getting in a fight with a bear or whatever it is, chasing deer. These people, they can't think past the nose on their face and the emotions in their mind. And it's hard because when you see these people, because what's frustrating to me is that they're killing dogs and they just don't know it. So it's really frustrating. Like, what would you rather do? Like, look, a correction made in emotion is not a correction. It's not. A correction made in anger, not a correction. Yeah, it's hard. So it's really frustrating. But so now, probably don't know ignorance is bliss, also passionate. Yeah. Yeah. Fenton. Yeah. um, it's difficult. It's difficult because everybody now, like I just sent an ad, I don't know what you call it. It's a Facebook advertisement to some friends of mine that said you can be a dog psychologist for $25. Certified dog psychologist. So you can be a certified rescue or shelter for just a short amount of money and almost no time at all. Same thing for pet psychologist or dog psychologist. Um, you know, now I see people doing it for life coaches. Like you can become a life coach. Look, there's a lot of people on the internet. I'm going to say most of them I wouldn't want as a life coach. But it really got me thinking, how much do people really want to train their dog? Think about that. And how much does it people just want a dog that's trained? Then add to that, how many people really want to get into the nerd stuff and really go down that rabbit hole pretty deep? Because the more I see, let me see. Whoops, I just got an update. I need an update. The more I see of people that just want the symptoms, I want the dog. I love the dog, but I don't want to inconvenience myself or make the dog feel like it won't love me. Did anybody see that video? My wife actually posted it. She shared it on her Facebook page of the kid with the grandmother cooking. And then she's like, don't eat the butter. And then don't eat the sugar. And this kid's like, he's just like a food rapist. Like he's just in it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like he's just going like a piranha at the food. And yeah. Well, so here's the deal, Candace. Kid was very crotch cut. Okay, but now how much money or fame? Because you guys got to understand the difference between money and fame. Some people want both. Some people just want the fame. There's people who don't care if they ever make another dollar again as long as they have attention coming their way. That's a real thing. And those people really can't see that. They just feel it. They're like, I've got to get attention. And they don't even know it. If you talk to them about it, they wouldn't even know. So with all that, this person is showing bad behavior and getting likes. So look, people go, well, what are you going to do? Hit the kid? No, but I know my grandmother gone like that. Like, what are you doing? You're not ready for that. And they put that kid on camera just to get attention. So now that kid is learning that bad behavior gets him attention. I would have put some Thai chilies in there and just said, okay, here's some chopped Thai chilies, and that's the end of that. That's the end of that. So what'd you learn from it, little motherfucker? What'd you learn? Don't put your fucking hands where they're not belonging. Yeah, right. So we do that with dogs. How many dog videos do you see that are cute? Everybody loves it. Oh my God, it's so cute. It's so cute. And then you really see, you know what it's like? It's like the video, I think Shalanda put it up on Nikki's group, and then I kind of did a breakdown of it with the note on the door that said, take a cookie and bring it in, and my mom will open the door and all that stuff. Man, you should see the family bloggers. Most cursed shit. Yep. Hi, Kala. Baking with the Grandma. I was so disgusted that it was so popular and funny. Terrible behavior. Yep. So, but that's it, Matt. That's how people think about dogs, and you're the bad guy if you don't think that way. Does that make sense? And it really gives you, like, people cannot see themselves. They can't see themselves. They can't do it. And that's where I talk about blind spots all the time. Everyone has blind spots. Everyone has blind spots. So why are these blind spots so hard to see? Because you're filling a void in your life. You're avoiding trauma in your life. You're looking at all that stuff, and you've developed these strategies that the dog is not aware of. So the dog doesn't subscribe to your human bullshit. It doesn't know. And when you get that dog who's an opportunistic predator, it's funny. I was talking to my wife, and you have to be so careful. Like, you can't teach life lessons anymore. I didn't bring my. Yeah, I know. It's tough. I wonder if can you have a guest on this? I don't know. Ooh. It's very difficult. Let me see. Participants. Oh, that's cute. Hang on a second. I don't think you can. Does anybody know if you can have a guest on Facebook? I mean, YouTube lives? Well, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Nope, I don't think you can. Let me see. Wait. Don't know. I'll have to figure that out. I was thinking about how, Pam, how. I've seen lives with guests. Yeah. I honestly don't know how to do it. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's weird. I don't know how to do it. Anybody wants to figure that out, that'd be great, because I'm technologically stupid. So I was thinking about things that where people get over their heads, right? So many people now can't read a dog. Can't read a dog. Cannot do it. They'll tell you that they can, but they can't do it. Oh, okay. Nikki, send me a test to see if it like a request to be on, if you can. So I don't know how. So I was thinking about tap live at the bottom of the screen. Tap on a person's name to invite them to join your video. Okay. Help me. I have no idea how to do this. What? Okay. Participants. Wait, I might have it. I don't have it. That's funny. We're going to have to figure this out. Because I was talking to Nikki about this, and it was such a good conversation. I wanted to share it with you guys. But I don't know. Stream live. On the bottom. So what does it say? Tap live at the bottom of the screen. I don't have a live at the bottom of the screen. Nope. Not on my screen. No, sir. No, sir, I don't. You know, it's hard because we'll have to figure that out later, but it's really difficult because people want third-party app to have a guest. Okay. People want to have credibility, and people want to have experience, and people want to have results, and people want to have likes, and people want to have money, and people want to have a career, and it just goes. And so many people get into dog training for all the wrong reasons. All the wrong reasons. I'm going to be a dog trainer. I'm going to get in there. It's tough. It's really, really tough. Because if you really think about it, the internet is saturated with people who just decided to pick this up as a career. Just decided. Because people, the consumer thinks, I don't want real dog training. I want convenience. I want to be comfortable. This is not Burger King. We're talking about living with an animal that can kill you or can get killed. And Nikki, do you know what I'm talking about? Where we were talking about the dog bites and the trauma that it causes and stuff like that. I don't want to give it away, but people just don't think deeply about this stuff. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. And when I guess I'll get to it, but I don't, you know, it's hard. You can't, this is a minefield. The internet's a minefield because everybody gets their own opinion. So your blind spot, hi Annie, your blind spot is your temper. Your blind spot is your ego. Your blind spot is your trauma. Your blind spot is your void, your need, your want, all the bad things. Dog bites cause lingering trauma. It really pisses me off when human mothers are not protective of their young. Shit goes down. Yeah, but ignorance is bliss. And if I'm telling you, I'm so tired of lawsuits. It's ridiculous. You have to speak in hypotheticals. So, Nikki, I'm going to do the princess thing. Thumbs up or thumbs down? What do you think? Yeah. That's why I wanted to have you on, because you can navigate. It's hard, man. It's hard. You can't speak plainly. You cannot do it because everybody wants to support their friend. And people don't understand. Like, you got to tell somebody, like when you have a friend, you have to tell them that they're being stupid. That's what a friend does. A friend is not always your cheerleader. A friend is not always someone who's like, you're the best, man. There's a whole generation of people that have fallen into that trap of everybody gets a trophy, no child left behind, kumbaya, fairy farts, unicorns, and rainbows. There are very few people that are your friend. Very few people. Even even when you think they're ride or die, nope. Yeah, it's tough. I'm having a hard one with this, Nikki. I can't hard time with this. I can't tell if I just want to cut loose. Yeah. I'll do it as kindly as I can, I guess. Oh, I've slept on it. Yeah. If you have, remember, split the difference blind video. Yeah. Maybe this is a video for another time, but I'm probably going to do it today. If you look back in the recent past, there was a person, a very pretty person, very petite person, who, if you look at the person, looks like everything's together on the surface, right? And if you do your homework, and she's not the only one. She's just the one that left a trail of breadcrumbs. You can see them all over the internet. And fast-tracked everything because of charm, beauty. What's up, Adrian? Personality, charisma. Probably happened from the time she was a child. Prettiest kid, smart. Didn't really go with the intelligence too much because the other stuff was easier to work with. No. Candace, no. And as a child, you go with what your parents allow you to go with. So if it's beauty or if it's strength or it's anger or whatever it is, you're going to go with that. Same thing with dogs. Same thing with dogs. Now there's genetics, but there's also parents are more interested in being proud, and people are more interested in getting what they want, however they want to get it. So let's hypothetically say that this person was the most popular person in elementary school, was always the star, probably somewhat athletic, and just everybody wanted to be her friend. Everybody wanted, popular kid. Go to junior high school, probably a cheerleader, maybe played a little sports, started to realize that she could get nerds to do her homework for her. If somebody of less charisma, beauty, and stature got in trouble, they would probably have to do penance for it at school, like be grounded or go to the principal's office. Nah, she could charm her way out of it. She could fast track it. Go into high school, probably the same thing. Then you go to college. You know, it's the friends. Jennifer Aniston will go in and talk to the professor with your cheerleader's uniform on, and you'll pass. Then you get to the real world. Now, these tactics are working for this person. They're working for this person. This has become a habit. No, incorrect, Candace. Focus, focus, focus. So starts to say, I want to be I want to make some money. So I'm going to sell drugs. I get caught. The hell do I care? I charm my way out of everything. Fall in with the wrong people because they pay attention, and you get caught. So now your character's going to come out. I mean, it came out before, but your character's going to come out. So your character is, well, fuck that. I'm not going to jail, so I'm going to rat out everybody I know. So that happens. What's up, Doug? And now you want to change careers from being a criminal to being in, let's say, in the Secret Service. Deal with it, Joanne. So you apply to be in the Secret Service, and you don't want to do the whole boot camp, so you kind of fast track it with your charm, and you get through that the fast track way. Then you decide you want to be a full Secret Service officer, hypothetically. So agent, thank you. So you find someone at the top, and now you got charm, you've got beauty, you've got athleticism, and you've got this ability to take the fast track. So nice enough guy, but you ask him, can you get me from here to here without me doing the work? In not so many terms, if you know what I mean. So that happens. Now you want to be a police canine handler in the Secret Service. So you ask this higher up to fast track it. So you do, because he's under the spell. He's under the spell. This gift, this charming gift, and you figured it out all these years, how to be charming and how to get what you want. And then you add sex, you add sexuality, you add things to it that only adults can add. It starts to work better. And then somebody finds out that you were a criminal. And so all your friends gather around you saying, she's a great person, she's wonderful, she's this. But you know what? They're there to support you, but there's a trail of breadcrumbs saying, you really didn't do what you were supposed to do. You really use this. Here comes Hadouken and my son. You really, it's not karma. Karma's not going to catch up to you. But you can get around that. You can get around all that because your friends are always like, yay, she's popular. Yay, she's charming. Yay, you don't know her. No, I don't. And then you have to stop being a Secret Service agent because you got caught. And so you decide, I'm going to be a dog trainer. So you got your clicker, you got your bag of food, and you got your e-collar, and you got next to no experience. Now, the experience you're saying you're having was not earned experience. It's not earned. It was given. And you think, I'm a badass. So you bought your own charm. You bought your own charisma. You bought it. You were like, this works. You become the person that your ego taught you to be. That's what you do. It's never let me down. I get out of everything. Sure you do. With humans. With humans. Because humans can complain about being discriminated against. Humans can complain about gender. Humans can complain about race. Humans can complain about political correctness. Humans can complain and complain and complain. And then they litigate. And then you're protected. But nature's not like that. Nature's not like that at all. And then when you buy your own press, when you create your own headline and you buy it, you start to think you're invincible. But then you realize, or maybe you don't, that you might be a little bit over your head and you can't negotiate your way out of this one. So you get, let's say, a Dutch Shepherd, but not really a Dutch Shepherd, maybe a Dutch Shepherd. And the dog bites you so hard because you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to read a dog that your leg breaks. And you have to have a metal plate put in your leg to keep the bone together. But that's all right, because it's just your arm. You can wear long sleeves. And you know what you can do? It's not so bad. You can now add "I'm tough" to the resume. So you got charm, you got beauty, you got charisma, and you got toughness. Wow, that's respect. You're a badass. You're a badass. Well, you're a dumb badass because you tried to fast track it. And there are dogs you can get away with a lot of shit with. But then there's those dogs that look you dead in your motherfucking eye and say, I'm going to need to see your resume. And there's no faking here because I'm going to check it right now. And you go on Facebook and social media and you go, oh my God, look it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to show you. I am tough. I am beautiful. I am everything that people want me to be. But I don't know who I am as a person. And I don't know how to train a dog. And a little over 2 weeks later, you start fucking around with a hog catching dog that outweighs you, taller than you. You didn't temperament test it. You don't know how to read it, but it'll make for good press. It'll make so that you get some attention. Look at me. So all that fast tracking ain't going to help anymore. And then this dog looks you dead in your face, and you're making every mistake you can make with this dog. But you think the dog knows who you are. You think that the dog is going to respond just like everyone else in your life. And I'm going to take your leash and collar off. And then because you can't understand, you don't understand where your mistakes were because you bought all your press. This dog comes close to killing you. And it tears up your moneymaker. And for the rest of your life, your face, your neck, your arm, scarred up. You're lucky to be alive. But you're getting credit for it, just like that kid in the cooking thing. let's get this kid to be famous for being wrong, for fast tracking, for getting you attention. And that big old hog catching dog isn't going to respect you. It doesn't care how pretty you are. It doesn't care what you've gotten away with in your past. It doesn't care if you're black. It doesn't care if you're white. It doesn't care if you're fucking Chinese. It doesn't care if you're Donald Trump. It doesn't care if you're Joe Biden. It doesn't care who the fuck you are. That's where your resume comes into play. Dog's going to ask you who you are. And no matter what happens, the dog's going to get the answer. And then some fat old dude decides to talk about it, to try to educate, not humiliate, but to educate. And the ego is so big that the person cannot just go, wow, that was a life lesson and I'm lucky to be alive. And now my beauty is diminished. My confidence is diminished. In one moment, a dog will bring you to your fucking knees because they don't give a fuck about all the bullshit that's going on in the world. They don't give a fuck. They don't know. And they don't care. Now you can get away with it again and again and again. And it's a false positive. So this person goes on a live with a fat old dude. And the fat old dude says, hey, listen, you know those scars on your face and your arm and your leg or wherever you got them, those ones heal. The ones up here, they don't heal as quick, if ever. And what was the response of this person? I'm good. I'm tough. I'm a badass. Are you? I'm okay. You're not okay. I've been that person a lot. You're not okay. You're not okay. You can tell the world you're okay. You can fake it again, but you're not okay. When a dog tears you up like that, you have to become so aware of your fear and so aware of your trauma. And it's always with you because that's as close in that moment where you think you're going to die. And that primal fight or flight kicks in. And you have to lock it down to get out of that situation. Huh. So when someone with experience tries to tell you before all this happens, you're going to get fucked up. And that hole that you're going to go into, that you have to climb out, your friends aren't going to be able to help you climb out of that hole because your friends are fake. Your charm ain't going to get you out of that hole because your charm is bullshit. People are different animals. We're the only ones that are different. Everything else doesn't give a fuck. We do. So when you get the nightmares, or you walk up to a dog who just goes, and you start to go, fuck, it all comes back to you. That's self-preservation. You got to play with that. You got to look around at that. You got to pick it up and go, wow, that's a serious life lesson. Why did I have that life lesson? Because you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. In the span of 2 weeks, hospitalized because of ignorance, ego, social media. The dog is going to ask who you are. But now, yes, constant positive reinforcement. Now you're damaged. Now you're super damaged. And that's hard enough when you have the experience. And that kind of injury, or those kind of injuries, are like time bombs. They don't, your body dumps adrenaline. Your body is psychologically, you're trying to go, I'm okay. That's what happens. You can ask Stephanie about, we'll figure something out. I've seen it many, many, many times. I saw it with a guy down in Connecticut when I did the bite prevention seminar at the I.N.T.D.I.Y Native Museum. And this guy had been working in rescue for 20 years. Had to be med flighted out of a shelter because he was bleeding out because of Fila that he thought he knew. He dropped a dog dish because they wanted to keep it alive, because he was an expert. And this guy on my lunch break is coming up to me crying his eyes out. I was, old man, older than I was at the time, saying, I thought I knew. So I spent my lunch break talking to him, and I still talk to him to this day, but it ended his career. And when that dog looks at you and says, I need to see your resume, here's what people are doing now. It's too tough for them to read a dog. I don't want to learn how to stay safe. I don't want to learn how to do this the right way. I don't want to learn how the dog thinks. I want to be an expert. So I watch people get electric collars, muzzles, prongs, clickers, treat bags, and I start gravitating towards those people because that's what I want. I can do that. Bullshit. Not everybody can do this. Not everyone can do this. Think about how many people there are out there now who are dog trainers, who are behaviorists, who are franchise owners. I've talked to people that own franchises, and I've seen them. They look like they've seen a ghost because they're sold a bill of goods. Here's your 12 weeks, 13 weeks, whatever it is of training. Then they pick up baseball bats to defend themselves because they're afraid. I'm not gonna, you can talk to Cindy Ann McManus about this, but she was telling me, and I saw the video of, or the Facebook article about someone who was so afraid of the dogs, they have a rescue that they just left the dog in a kennel to starve and die. It's all surface. And that person, hypothetically, who wanted to be the Secret Service agent, there's people who have been through stuff like that the right way, and it's hard enough to figure it out. That was my whole thing with Jack and Dylan. was Dylan kept bugging me. I said, dude, this dog's over your head. This dog's over your head. No, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. It was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. But we have to take some learning from that, because he needed to learn some hard fucking lessons. And I'd rather have him do that with me there than alone, because he didn't have enough ass in his pants if something really went wrong. Put it out there. There you go. It's hard enough to go through that when you know what you're doing. But sometimes you can't protect people from their lessons. And the lessons that mean the most are the ones where you get corrected, not the ones where you get reward. Just ask the Secret Service agent. The side effects: breed-specific legislation, lawsuits, hospitalization, mental trauma. The list goes on and on. But everybody's playing the social media game. Hey, sexier than a squirrel. Uh-huh. I'm an e-collar trainer. Uh-huh. I'm a clicker trainer. Uh-huh. Sure you are. But one day, actually with some trainers, it happens at the beginning of their career, their part-time career. It's a lot of work mentally. It's a lot of work physically. It's a lot of work emotionally. Fuck it. I'll just go e-collar. Don't you think dogs deserve better trainers? I do. This is a craft. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm. You know, it's funny. I watched Janelle put up a video yesterday, and my heart sank a little bit. And then I watched Danielle ask a question, and my heart sank a little bit more. Because when you put something out on the internet, you're going to get a lot of opinions. And even if you're looking for validation, which I don't believe she was, either of them, there are people who are going to capitalize on your video, maybe to make some assessments or feel like they're an expert, lend you some advice. And then it's like poison. It's a little bit more of, okay, well, maybe I'll do this. And then the dog gets confused. And maybe I'll do that. And the dog gets confused. There's a movement now. And I mean, look around you. I can get your dog to do this in just a few minutes. I can get your dog to stay quiet. I can get your dog to not take off. But that's not training. Getting isn't training. If you watch the out of context video on Patreon, you see that the work that was put in to get the dog to understand one thing: layer, 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 layer. And then the light bulb goes off. And you look at people who are standing there saying, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know my dog, and you can't read this, and you can't read that. And they don't know. Put me in a room with those people. Happy to. But you can't reach people that don't want to hear what you're saying. If people want to be famous, they're dangerous. Yeah. There are people that want money. There are people that want money and fame. There are people that simply want to be included as an expert. And the internet gives you that ability because you can just sit behind this and sound like you know what you're talking about. Yep. That's the problem. Everybody sees a market, not the dog. Everybody sees a customer, not the dog. Everybody wants the result, and the customer, the consumer, fuels the fraudulent dog trainer by saying, I just need this fixed right now. All right, I got you. Buy this, do this, trust the process, everything will be fine. There's a wake of people who are pissed off, confused, angry with dogs worse than they were before. You got a society telling you that a dog thinks differently than a dog thinks. Don't correct them. Okay. A dog's going to ask you who you are, and you're going to answer. And if your bar is set that low, right here, and all the dog has to do is not bite me, buddy, don't shit in my house, and come when I call you, where are you going? It's work. But goddamn, it's fun when you do it right. It's hard, guys. It's really hard out there. But what I really feel bad for is the person who gets torn up and blames the dog, makes up all this bullshit. And then everybody else, because the Secret Service agent is pretty, goes, yeah, you're a badass. You're a badass. You're a badass. Those people don't have any experience either. No. You know, we talk about Annie. We were down in Texas last year. No, it's this year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was this year. And she was talking about how her dog was protective of her truck. And I said, your dog, I didn't even see the dog. I said, your dog's not protective of the truck. Your dog's afraid. And we went outside and I told her what was going to happen. It happened exactly the way I said it. Why? Ask yourself that question. People don't want to improve their skills as a dog trainer or a behaviorist. They want the money, and the consumer is just as guilty because they want the result. Dog training will only change if the people respect the dog and stop thinking that dogs think like people, because people are fucking dumb and people are stupid and people are self-righteous and people have egos. Dogs don't. Questions, comments, concerns, criticisms. Let's have them. Yep. My youngest dog has been my biggest teacher, although it has been really hard and I continue learning. Yep. Beth says they want the result, least amount of effort for them as possible. Look, you can have all the flash you want. Is more material coming from your last couple of seminars? Elliot's visit, any projects in the pipeline? Yes, there are many. Skills are only developed time practice. I own it. Yep, I know. Yeah, I've got to work on the Muchacho project. I have the seminars in Texas. Anybody from Texas here? Anybody in the Texas region? I know Texas is like its own country, but I always have a hard time selling out in Texas. Always. There's a lot of spots open for that seminar, which is fine. We'll just do a small seminar. But it's that area is saturated with dog trainers. So it's tough sell down there. I have a new Patreon video that will be going up today that I was going to save for later, but I'll put it up today because I haven't had a chance to put up any content. It's very good, very educational, kind of goes to what I'm talking about here. The hell else was I just going to say? Texas is weird. Yep, very weird. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying just before. Oh, I was going to say, you look at these people with, 1 million views, subscribers, whatever, and you look at these people with franchises. The dog doesn't care what kind of business person you are. The dog doesn't care how many square feet your training building is. The dog doesn't care. The people care. And if you're trying to make a living at being a dog trainer without having the skills of a dog trainer, and let's be real honest, who's really testing your skills? Can you tell us why the picture is important? Yeah, because I've been actually thinking about it for a long time, Annie, is that thanks, Doug. I feel muzzled, and it's really Nikki that's kind of making this all happen, because my attitude is Boston, New England, like, what are you, fucking stupid? Like, that's how I was brought up. That's how my mentors were. Even my mentors were like, what are you, fucking dumb? Like, why would you do that? And then you're like, okay, well, I can't go that way. Like, why are they telling me I'm dumb? I'm not dumb. Why would they say that? Because your mentors are the ones that form the next generation. And we have such a soft generation, more than one generation of people who the minute you say, what the fuck are you doing? They go, you made me feel terrible. Well, would you rather feel terrible for this much time, or have half your face taken off and your arm or your leg broken, and then be traumatized for the rest of your life? I mean, criticism is the root of dog training and behavior. And people can't take it. People want that success. And I just thought that this hypothetical story that I was saying today might be a good anecdote to get people to think. I mean, I'm always trying to get people to understand more than just that fucking bullshit. Yeah. Ugly people have to be more real. I love short ass. I love that. Love that. I think that's awesome. I just think it's I watch as I just talked to my friend Pat Riley who lost his dog Aiden, and he's not that kind of person that's going to put the euthanasia on his fucking live feed or his Facebook page to get attention. That's a personal fucking moment. When you start putting that shit up, I lose respect. But he lost his dog. Dog was fucking the trophy case on this dog. The work, the bond. Yeah, I mean, this guy's legit. I've known this guy for a long fucking time. Decoy. I mean, he's been in publications. You don't know. He's very soft spoken. He's all about the do. Yeah, he's up there with Howard Burgess and Rodney Spicer and those guys, and he's just legit. And I called him up because his dog passed away, and I know times are tough for everybody right now. And when you get a dog man like that, who's just perpetually a student, and you lose your dog. My dog was like 14 or 15 years old. And what he's accomplished with that dog, he has real bond or had real bond with that dog. He still does. And so everybody goes on Facebook and says, my condolences, sorry for your loss. I lost my dog like 3 days ago. And my dog, and it's not about you. So I called him up because I can't get out there right now. And I said, I sent him a message on Facebook and said, call me when you get a chance. And I wanted to talk to him because I know what that's like. Dogs' lives are inherently shorter than ours. It's personal. Hey, man, I know what you went through. I know what you're going through. And what I said to him is, all these people who do nothing with dogs think they have a bond with their dog. It's one-sided. It's emotional. It's bullshit. And when you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to get mad at me and say, that's bullshit. I got my dog. It was a rescue. It has one leg and it blah, 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 blah. All of that stuff that you go through when you train the dog in many disciplines. And then you lose that dog even after a full life. And this guy's a father. He's a business owner. He has a second job. He's I'm telling you, the world is coming down on this guy, just like it is for the rest of us. And the one thing that a really great dog trainer has is that time with their dog. And he lost his dog. That'll bring a tear to your fucking eye, man. Oh. Every time a dog like his dog Aiden is lost, not every dog, but a dog that's done the blood, sweat, and tears with a great, great, great trainer. It may not happen now because of COVID, but every time I have a tradition that I learned from one of my mentors. You find an alcoholic adult beverage that you like, and you find a little snack that you like. And you go out, and you sit down with that person. For me, it's Guinness, Ritz crackers, sharp cheddar jack cheese, and very good pepperoni. And we sit there and we quietly drink a couple of beers and snack. And then after about an hour or whenever the silence breaks, we start talking shit about the dog. That little fucking cocksucker got me in the hand once. You remember that? And that's a tradition that I have that I don't share with many people. It's hard to share that tradition because there's not that many great trainers and there's not that many great dogs out there. But I know that dog. And I know that trainer. And even in the grief of losing a dog like that, and the dog had a great life. It was a good run, and he did the right thing. and I'm proud of him. But there's still, that club's small. It's a small club. And you're not alone. Because there's sometimes as a dog trainer where you're like, Jesus Christ, we are pissing into the fucking wind here. And in those moments, yeah, Marcel, it actually does. It actually does make it easier. Because when you've given a dog a full life, it's easier than when you've just had a pet. I know it sounds hard to believe, and I'll probably lose like 100 people saying that. But bond means you've gone through shit with someone or something, and you've come out the other side. You struggle, you work, you succeed. You struggle, you work, you succeed. There's many dogs that I put in the ground that I'm like, rest easy, couche rest, motherfucker. Doug knows. It goes, it's just a circle. It goes back to so many people trying to cash in on what real dogsmanship is. And that's why we get pissed off. So Annie, going back to your question, I have to find a new way to teach because people are under a spell. They want to be experts when they should shut the fuck up. They think they know, but they don't have any idea. And I will tell you that I would love more people to understand more deeply, but people aren't going to do that. I mean, you got to understand something. I've dedicated my adult life, my entire adult life, to learning more about dogs and learning more about people. And I continue to do it. That's right, Chris. That's right. And there are so many people who just want to jump on the bandwagon and get credit for the wrong shit. They don't get credit for being a teacher. And here's the other thing. You can be a great dog trainer. Doesn't mean you can train people. You have to find a way to get that information through. And then you have to understand that at some point, I can't do it for you. And there's people that want to quit. And there's people that want to go back to it. That's fine. That's not my problem. There's a difference when you have a bond versus when someone lays all their emotions on their pet. Yep. Those are the same people that post their dying dog on social media with them crying. Yep. And Cindy, there are people that'll hate both you and I for saying that. I give a fuck. So Annie, again, a dog, and I mean, this is gospel to me. A dog will tell you what your communication shortcoming is. You don't believe me? Okay. If you're doing coke and you have the ups and downs associated with that, you don't think that's going to affect your dog training? If you have some unresolved issues with a parent and you're an adult now, you don't think that's going to have an effect on your dog training? You have COVID, just killed your business, killed it. And you don't think that's going to have effect on your dog training? The dogs don't give a fuck. And you will run into soft dog. And those dogs get to a point where they don't want to take it either. And then what it is now, let's just get an e-call. Hey, customer, can you put the muzzle on the dog? Hey, customer, can you put the e-collar on the dog? And then these trainers stand back and go, ta-da! No, I call bullshit. Yeah, Matt, it's Nikki, because I wasn't taught that way. So, yeah, I would teach. Well, let me put it this way. So I'm a changed person. Like I'm telling you, I didn't even know it was happening, but I wanted it so bad that I had to look in that mirror. And I was an angry young dude, man. And Mrs. Cheryl Carlson just at every turn put boundaries on me in a way that no one else in my life ever did. So I'm terrified of horses. Like, you don't even understand. I saw my little cousin who was taking horseback riding lessons, and the horse came up and hit her with the front hoof, and her teeth are still in her sinus. They're still there. And she's like 28. And I'm like, fuck that. So I go out to Michigan and I'm, yelling at some apprentice or something. And she goes, come here. I said, what? She goes, go help Lori bring in the horses. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I look up and she goes, or you can go home. Guess what I did? You go out, you listen, you do what you're told. She saw what the problem was, and I didn't even know what the problem was. When I go back out there again, what do you think the first thing she's going to do is? That's what mentors do. They find out where your game is weak, and then they pick that scab until it heals up. That's what they did here. Scraped 3 times a week. You don't have a seminar on the weekend. They are doing the next event, Chris. I don't know what that means. So you look, and now, Matt, that's the way she would teach. My check mentor was rough, really rough. He'd get physical with you. That's not good. But I could take it. You can't do that. Nobody has to. Oh, yeah. That's Pat Riley's. Yep. You have to not work on your successes. You have to work on your blind spots. And I can't teach people that way because they just fight with you. They just fight with you and fight with you. We can't even get to the dog training. Sometimes you'll go, okay, here's how I want you to feed your dog. Well, I'm not doing that. Can't help you. Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to keep your dog on leash. Well, I'm not doing that. Well, I can't help you. No matter what you do, and that's what's happened to dog training, is that because dog trainers, real dog trainers, didn't stand their ground and say, nope, they went and found a lesser dog trainer who would give them what they want or dumb it down for them. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's really tough because it's not easy to train a dog, but it can be fucking fun as hell. And people don't want the truth. They want the result. And then when you see all these people coming into dog training, I mean, VS is one of them. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing. No substance. Zero. But a ton, millions of weak-ass people following the wrong person and perpetuating very bad lives for dogs. So what I want to do, Matt, is I want to say, look at this example. And I've had a lot of problems doing that. I can take videos off the web and break them down, but it causes such a fuck. I have to go to court in Ohio because of it. And believe me, that's not going to be fun for other people. I'm going to have a fucking blast. Oh, this person has no idea how bad I want to make this correction. So Nikki has said you have to change your delivery. This is about as changed as it gets, because in the end of the day, you have so many people that want to be looked at as experts, and they don't continue to evolve. They stay with what they have. They don't, oh, here we go. What's it say? Because of the message delivery. Oh yeah, I disagree, Nikki. Here we go. ECY Dubs, I think you're I think you think I'm a breath of fresh air because of what Nikki has done to rein me in. Otherwise, I would be too much. I mean, because there's so many people that just go, I fucking hate this guy. That's fine. I really didn't care. But trying to get, I mean, how many sentences have you seen today where I'm like, so I went to, because inside I'm like, people are dumb. People are stupid. It's hard. Yeah, Elliot was up here for 6.5 weeks. It wasn't easy. Yeah, but people don't know that, Matt. People don't think that it's, I mean, the realest things in life are the funniest fucking things. But when someone who's a weak-ass dog trainer has 1 million followers and you say one thing, so I don't have 1 million followers. I don't even have 2,000. I don't know. I don't really care. But when someone with the social media balls, I don't know, followers, everyone comes to the aid of that person and they still don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's that validation. When you have a trainer trying to build a Rottweiler's confidence by teaching it to do bite work and then going over and going like this, and the people who are like, that's so great, and you're going like, Jesus Christ, man. People are going to die. Woo. And you watch, that's not jealousy. I'm not jealous of any dog trainer. If I like the dog trainer, I want to learn from them. Being jealous doesn't get me anything. Being a good student gets me everything. It's not jealousy. It's not business. It's just people aren't real. They're just not real. Everybody has a fucking agenda. So it's really difficult to get people to slow the fuck down and understand what they have in their house. There's people I know and respect, not dog trainers, but people I know and respect who have dogs in their house that have bitten people, and they're like, well, don't go near the dog. Did you get a lot of pushback on the out of context video? No. Is that why you're reining in? No, I didn't get any pushback. Annie, it's not the pushback. It's the fact that if I went full retard like I normally do, I would, people. I told Nikki, I said, look, I love to joke around and I don't care. People can do whatever they want. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. But when you start to just shit on people and they take it personally, you've got maybe 5 people getting the message and 20,000 million people going, that guy's a fucking dick. Well, yeah, I hate it, but she's right. And when you do the seminar, you get the full Chris. Like you saw me, Annie, you saw me taking some phone away from people who weren't getting the picture. Um, yeah. Well, the other part of that too is I think, Elliot, didn't you put out something that said you put out the out of context, just the teaser, and someone said this guy has no business training dogs. I think, or no, Shalonda put it out there, and then someone said it, right? Elliot. Yeah, yeah. And someone said this guy has no idea. Nobody says, because everybody's the expert. Nobody says, who is this guy? What are they doing? I need to learn this. They react. There's more reactive people out there than there are reactive dogs. Joanne, the part about being crass and insensitive is to get people to be real, to stop fluffing about. I didn't care, Christopher. I didn't care. I didn't care. Now we've just been painted into a corner where if we don't speak honestly, we're not going to get anything done. It's hard, and it's yeah, and then the big problem with that out of context video on Patreon is that if what, Chris, I don't know what you're talking about right now. I really don't. Explain more. I'm not worried about people with that video being upset. I'm worried about with that people not understanding what they see and trying it. Yeah. Yeah. And we have to understand what bad press is. Bad press is in the newspaper. Social media, fucking who cares? Another part of my life, I've given up explaining to others what to do. Hard to find. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, man, the only way you're going to get to the dog is through the person. You know, I mean, the only way you're going to get to the dog is through the person. Yep. 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 So, you know, it's a struggle. It's hard. And if you look at that, it's a cliche. What is that? If you look at the hypothetical story that I told today and you really look, you'll find stories that fit that description online. Chris, social media is not Victoria Stilwell's friend. It is her ATM. That's the problem. It's not her friend. It's not the dog's friend. It's not the people's friend. It's her ATM. It's her agent. It's her publicist. It's not her friend. In my humble opinion, if people can't handle the truth from someone trying to help them, they will never be close to honest with their dogs. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So it's one of those I used to get asked to go on lives all the time. I don't get asked anymore. Nobody wants to be on a live, and that's fine with me. I'd rather not have to toe the company line and be like, I don't want to be that guy. It's not cool. And I think so many people sell out to social media because they say, well, I got to eat. That's how you do it. You got to do it. All right, guys. I appreciate you watching. Texas has a lot of spaces left. I think there's only 2 people signed up. Minnesota's got a good amount going, and I have no idea what's happening here for the October seminar here. I will have some new videos out. Whoop. If you want any input regarding people relations, give me a shout. I have a great person helping right now, but I'm guessing you have that input anyway. Cool. I invite you to talk about your video. Thank you. We appreciate you giving it time. Still get a few openings in Minnesota. Okay, guys. I appreciate it. Nikki says, in the April UK seminars have a handful of spots left, but very few. Okay. So yeah, if you're in Texas and you want to come by, let me know. Mariuch, thank you, my friend. Hey, Mario, I found another angle of you with Muchacho from that incident. It's pretty awesome. I don't think I'll publish it, but I'll send you a copy. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know how to stop this. How do I stop this? There we go. This is all middle.